All right, guys, we've got a boatload of new upcoming releases. That's what I'm going to talk to you about today. It's 25 fragrances, and one of the fragrances after the outro I already spoke about in the previous new fragrances video, and I have more information on it. So we're talking about 26 brand new fragrances that are on the horizon, and that's what the topic is today. Which fragrances are you most excited about? Which new fragrances on the horizon that you've heard, that you've been anticipating getting your nose on? Which was a disappointment if after you got your nose on, after you were like excited about something, you smelled it and you were like, okay, this is so boring from what it sounds like. And if you found something that's amazing, really, really awesome, let us know what that is as well. Do add a comment below. Before I get to the fragrances, just reminding you again that we have an awesome show prepping for you guys. Scentfest SF is happening June 26, 27, and 28 in San Francisco, California, right after the World Perfumery Congress, which is happening 2 hours south from San Francisco in Monterey, California. And then there's also the Business of Beauty Global Forum happening in Napa Valley, which ends on the 26th, and that's the date our show starts. So a lot of beauty and fragrance industry is going to be here, and our show is going to be amazing. You're going to be able to smell over 100 brands, fragrances. So you're looking at approximately 500 fragrances at Scentfest SF. So we have over 50 registered exhibitors and sponsors, and a lot of them are bringing more than one brand. So it's going to be a great show on the West Coast. We definitely deserve a show here, and it's about time, and it's happening on the weekend of June 26, 27, and 28. Tickets are selling. Get your tickets, get a 3-day pass, plan your trip, plan your travel, and come and discover some awesome brands and experience some amazing, amazing things with fragrances. History, interactive things, experiential things, making your own fragrances. It's going to be a great time. So I hope to see you guys here on that weekend, and I'll be there, of course, and I hope to meet you guys. And there are a few fragrances that I'm going to talk to you about also in these upcoming list of fragrances that are also exhibiting, and I'll let you know who's going to be at the show. All right, let's get started with the fragrances. First fragrance is Dior's Dior Paradise. So Dior is capitalizing on using the word Dior in the name of their fragrances. This is probably, I don't know, like 10 or 11 or 12 fragrances that have the word Dior in the name. So now we have Dior Paradise, another fragrance created by Francis Kurkdjian, and it features the notes of tonka beans, bitter almonds, orange, mandarin, lime. Now this seems like it's gourmand-esque, nutty gourmand-esque. I don't see vanilla listed. Maybe we'll have traces of it, but I'm quite excited for this. Let's see what happens. Most of the fragrances have been just some are a little boring. So come on, Dior, give us something really, really great. If anybody's gotten their nose on this one, let us know. Add a comment below. I'm still excited to check it out. Disappointed that the bottles are downsized, but it is Dior, so we'll see what happens with it. Let me know, what is the last great Dior fragrance from the Privé collection that you bought? For me, I would say Vanilla Diorama. Francois de Mache left on a high note with that fragrance, but still also it's on the chopping block apparently. Previous to that, I think it was Tobacco Color. So I think he left us, I mean, Eden Rock is very popular as well. Those, I think, 3 came out around this, not around the same time, but back to back. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I enjoy it, but I think he left Dior with a lot of great fragrances. But sadly, I feel like Tobacco Color and Vanilla Diorama, which is my favorite, are going to be on the chopping block, which I've been warning you guys. But everything that Francis has done has been a bit lackluster. I guess my favorite is Dior Riviera. There we go with the Dior word again in the name of the fragrance. All right, let's move on to the next fragrance. We're talking about Jeroboam's ELIKSIRO in a brand new color bottle. And it's also kind of shiny like the oud one, not black or orange. So this is kind of like reddish, maybe ambery. So this I'm excited about, and I can't wait to sample it. But guess what, guys? If I haven't already found out, Jeroboam, along with their sister house, Jevoy, is a sponsor of our show, and they will be exhibiting at the show with their fragrances, and of course, they're most likely going to bring this fragrance as well, and you can be able to check it out. So ELIKSIRO has notes of raspberry, sandalwood, ambery woods, patchouli, vanilla, white musk, cardamom, pink pepper, jasmine, leather, oud, rose, ozonic notes, mandarin, saffron, guaiac wood. You know, I really, really love the last fragrance they launched, Punamo, the kind of very juicy pear with all the different musks. So I'm looking forward to this. The part with the oud doesn't excite me as much because I'm not really into the idea of oud as much, but I'm kind of curious to see what this one's all about, and so grateful that they are sponsoring Scentfest SF, and they will be exhibiting with both Javoy and Jeroboam. All right, let's move on to the next fragrance. It's Sora Dora's Raphael, and the only info I have for this one is iris, violet, and musk in the notes, and I think I might know who the perfumer is, but I don't want to spread rumors, but it's definitely one of my favorite perfumers, and she's recently done fragrances for Sarah Baker. So if it's her, because she's been doing a lot of the Sora Dora fragrances, I'll be excited. It's an iris and violet combo. Is it going to smell a bit like makeup with musk? Those kind of fragrances are really popular now. I'm not understanding the name, Raphael, but we shall see what it's all about. And if I didn't mention, Sora Dora will be present exhibiting at our show. So if you love the brand or you're curious to check out the brand, come to Scentfest SF and discover Sora Dora's fragrances, and of course check out Raphael, which is launching soon. All right, let's move on to Nasomatto. So the next fragrance from Nasomatto is called MICODELIRIO. MICODELIRIO or MICODELIRIO. So Nasomatto never publishes the notes, so we don't know what this one's all about. I haven't really read much about it, but there's always excitement around Nasomatto fragrances. I think the last fragrance they launched was not with Nasomatto. I think it was with Orto Parisi. I think the last Nasomatto, wasn't it Sado Naso? Was there another one that came after? I can't remember. But always curious to check out what Alessandro Gottieri launches with his brand. So we shall see. If you have any info on this or any of the fragrances that I've spoken about so far, let us know. Add a comment below. Let's move on to Akro with Life. So Akro Life. Akro fragrances are all created by Olivier Cresp. And this one, is it still Addictions with Akro? I can't remember. So the first 5 were addiction focused. I'm not sure if any of the ones that most recently are addiction focused. But Life features notes of oak moss, water, salt, freesia, violet, white peach, bergamot. You know, I'm seeing violet come up quite a bit lately. Is it having a moment? You guys enjoy violet in fragrances? Let me know. Add a comment below. To me, violet with rose and iris kind of tends to go makeup-y. There's also a bit of a vintage side to violet. So not the violet leaves. To me, violet leaves are much more modern smelling than violet as in the flower itself. At least that's what happens to me in my nose with the note of violet. But let's see what Akro Life is all about. We shall see. I'm anticipating it, and I'll report on it as soon as I can with you guys. All right, next up we've got DS and Durga's Rose Pacific. Don't they have a fragrance called Rose Atlantic? Anyway, I'm curious about it, but I think they do. I just haven't purchased it myself. I think it leans marine, and this, according to the notes, also has marine notes. White rose, apricots, peaches, musk, poppy, vanilla, sand, avocado, lime, marine notes. So avocado, I have a feeling, is going to be one of the next fruits that appears in fragrances, and it's appearing in this one. Is it because it's, you know, Pacific and we have California here and we have avocado growing? I don't know what, but I'm curious to see what they've done with the avocado note. Most likely it's not like a substantial note in the fragrance, but I'm curious to check it out. They've been a little bit quiet. Maybe I'm just not keeping up with DS and Durga fragrances as much, but who knows? We shall see. I'm curious to check out Rose Pacific. If you've smelled it, let us know. Let's move on to the fragrance YSL's Cœur Fetiche Amber. Is it Cœur Fetiche Amber? That's what it's called. It's created by Daniela Andrié, and it features notes of almonds, amber, patchouli, flowers, orris, myrrh, aldehydes, cardamom, labdanum, musk, cedar, lavender. This one sounds so good. I like Daniela Andrié. She does a lot of Prada fragrances, although I think Prada's now moved to Firmenich, but she did do a lot of Prada fragrances. The one fragrance of hers that I really love is Guerlain's Angelique Noir. She did that one originally. Absolutely love it. I'm curious to see what she does with YSL's Cœur Fetiche. It's not queer as in leather. I think it's heart. Fetish? Amber heart? Something like that, I think. But this is kind of weird because Louboutin has a fetish l'ambre, so this is getting confusing with the usage of fetish amber. That's my favorite. Louboutin's fetish series fragrance, L'Ombre is so good. So good. That's actually created by, is it Delphine Lebeau from IFF? So it's a combo of amber and tuberose. This sounds completely different. I'm still curious about it, and I'm just curious why they called it something similar to the Louboutin fragrance. If you smelled it, let us know. And I'm also still waiting for the YSL extract. There's now 3 announced. When I was in France and I couldn't find them, but somebody said that they were already selling in the UK, which sadly I didn't check in London. All right, let's move on to the next fragrance called Pomelo Malindi by New Notes. It's featuring notes of pomelo, orange blossom, yuzu, ice, jasmine, mint, lime, lemons, coriander, nutmeg, white amber, musk, sandalwood, patchouli, cedarwood. Who's a fan of New Notes? What are your favorite fragrances? My favorites are, there's a few that I like, but the vanilla and the musk are really great. When you layer those two together, also it smells a bit like musk ravageur, so it's a great combo, layering combo, but they're also extract fragrances, extrait de parfum, so they're super long lasting with the way the fragrances wear. So I'm curious to see Pomelo Malindi by New Notes. All right, let's talk about BDK next. I actually got to sample the 3 new fragrances from BDK that are launching. And I don't really have an opinion yet. I just sampled them very quick, so I have to test them out. But honestly, the one that really shined for me was Silver Ceremony. It was kind of in the ballpark of, what's the ex nihilo? Is it the Hedonist? No, not the Hedonist. It's Blue Talisman. It did have Blue Talisman-like qualities, but unfortunately on my skin there was a little bit of a marine note that appeared, so I have to test it out again. But it smelled really great when you first sprayed it. It's really great, and it did have a little bit of a hint of something like Blue Talisman. So there's 3 fragrances from BDK, and also BDK will be at our show via their not sponsor, they are a sponsor, via their distributor. Their distributor Quintessence is at our show, and they will be bringing these fragrances at our show along with a brand representative and along with 7 other of their brands. If you haven't checked out our website with our sponsors and exhibitors, go please check out, and who else will be coming with BDK. But let's talk about the 3 fragrances. Stellar Silk is the first one, featuring notes of vanilla, tonka, butter, saffron, ginger, orris, benzoin, and sandalwood. I have to go back to these, but like I said, the one that really stood out for me was Silver Ceremony. But the only thing I didn't like about it is that there was a marine type of an accord that appeared on my skin. And you know me, I'm not the biggest fan of marine, but Stellar Silk sounds great. The other thing is butter. Butter keeps coming up too. There's another fragrance here that has the note of butter as well. But BDK's Silver Ceremony is mandarin, lemon, bergamot, pink pepper, ginger, labdanum, cedar, patchouli, oud, and cypriol. This one really smelled great to me. I have to test it out again. And you guys can check it out as well at our show, Scentfest SF. And then the last fragrance in the trio of fragrances, these are all extrait de parfum, by the way. It's Oud Paradiso, featuring pineapple, ice cream, bergamot, rose, 2 types of rose, I think, cocoa, oud, saffron, and incense. Which one sounds the best to you guys? Let us know. Add a comment below. And don't forget, BDK will be at our show with Quintessence, who is a big sponsor of the show. And they are bringing 8 brands, and they have an amazing layout for their space. And you'll be able to sample all the different fragrances under this distributor. And there will be a brand representative from the BDK, and another one of their brands is Parfums du Cita. So Pissarra is going to be here. They have Atelier d'Azur, Goldfield and Banks, and several other brands. So hope to see you guys there. The next fragrance is from Tower Perfumes, and it's L'air du Jardin Caché. So I think that Andy Tower is capitalizing on the L'air theme, but this doesn't seem like anything similar to any of the L'air du Desert Marocain fragrances. This seems kind of green, floral leaning. It's aldehydes, violet, rose, hyacinth, flowers or floral notes, dew, geranium, musk, sandalwood, benzoin, cedar, and ambroxan. This one sounds great to me. I'm curious to check it out, although I'm not the biggest fan of aldehydes. The hyacinth is what really is calling me. And so it seems floral, a bit green, aldehydic up top, and then settling to more of a musky, woody, amber sort of a thing. So we shall see what that one's all about, but that's L'air du Jardin Caché. All right, next up, we've got a new fragrance from the house of L'Anthropiste. It's called White Blood. I've sampled this fragrance already just once, really quickly. It's super fruity. It's created by Bertrand Duchaufour, featuring notes of pink lotus, star fruit, musk, ambergris, vetiver, tiare flower, flower, black pepper, and bergamot. It is a very, very fruity fragrance. It also seems not so edgy and out there like some of the other fragrances that he's created for the brand. The only one I haven't sampled is the one that came out before this, and I'm forgetting the name of it. But White Blood, I think, is going to be very mass appealing. It's super fruity, and it's got a little bit of a depth and very powdery as well. So I think it might be a hit for them. But the next fragrance is called Candy from Strangers from Francesca Bianchi. Great name, right? This is woods, patchouli, leather, violet, iris, bergamot. This is a Francesca Bianchi creation, so it's a super woody, leathery, powdery offering, with the violet and iris being kind of pretty much dominant, I think, and the leather typically shows up with Francesca Bianchi fragrances as well. So it's kind of similar to me. It sounds a little bit similar to some of our other offerings, but I love the name, so I got to check it out and see what it's all about. Most likely this is launching at Garçons, but we'll get our hands on it very soon. So who's a fan of Francesca Bianchi? Let me know, what are your favorite fragrances? And what about L'Entrepiste? Have you discovered this house yet? Let us know, add a comment below. Next, we've got Mizensir with Memory of the Sun. Once again, created by Alberto Morillas. This is a Alberto Morillas. Is he the owner? He makes all the fragrances, and I think his daughter is the owner. Maybe they're co-owners. But Memory of the Sun looks really great. I'm curious to see what it's all about. Featuring notes of Peru balsam, paradisone, sandalwood, vanilla, benzoin, amber, musk, raspberry, tuberose, bergamot, and ambroxan. What are your thoughts? Does it sound great to you? Let me know, add a comment below. And next up, we've got Rabanne or Paco Rabanne, and it's Invictus Elixir. The original Invictus is one of my least favorite fragrances of all time, but this one actually sounds really, really great. 3 IFF female perfumers have worked on this. It's Alexandra Carlan, Anne Flippo, Caroline Demure, and it features notes of coconut, cypress, lavender, minerally notes, salt, grapefruit, vanilla caviar, moss, cedar, and benzoin. What do you think? Does it sound great to you? Do add a comment below. All right, next we've got a new one from Comme des Garçons. It's called To Vetiver, T-O Vetiver, and it's a fragrance created by Antoine Maisondu. It's vetiver with black pepper, thyme, opopanax, ambrofix, musk, and myrrh. The color of the bottle is beautiful. Vetiver is exciting sometimes. Let's see how exciting this is. I've never seen the thyme note come up too much in fragrances, and, you know, in conjunction with a pretty prominent vetiver note, most likely. This does seem to be settling to an amber, so I like the idea. We shall see how it is. Have you sampled it yet? Let us know. Add a comment below. And next up, we've got a new one from Fugazi. It's Hema, and it features notes of pear, rose, saffron, sandalwood, bergamot, nutmeg, akigala wood. They're cranking out the fragrances. Who's keeping up with all the fragrances? This brand is cranking them out. I mean, there's a lot coming out. I don't even get a chance to sample them all. This is Pear and Rose. Is it kind of similar to this, what is it called? Guidance from Amouage or Empatia from BDK? I don't know. It kind of just goes in that direction. Pear and Rose kind of goes there for me for some strange reason. If you've sampled it, let us know. I don't think it is similar, but just reminding me of that, because it also has akigala wood in the notes, and Guidance is created at the Gévaudan. It's a proprietary ingredient at Gévaudan, and also Empatia is also created at Gévaudan. So that's what I'm remembering, but maybe it's not. What do you guys think? Next, we've got a new one from Etat Libre de Orange. It's Nihilismus. Great name. I love that name for this fragrance. And it's leather, butter, incense, vanilla, rose, orris, ambergris, saffroline, pink pepper, oud, vanilla, and tonka. This one sounds good. It's a buttery leather with a lot of deep notes here. I think maybe this might kind of put Etat Libre de Orange back to kind of where they were back in the day, because they started out pretty edgy and then they've gone pretty mass. So for me, this one sounds quite great. Definitely a leather, but with other notes as well, the rose, vanilla, the iris, and the ambergris. We shall see. And then next, we've got a new one from Fragrance du Bois. It's called Patchouli Gourmand, and it features notes of patchouli, vanilla, cocoa, cardamom, marshmallow, mandarin, tonka, sandalwood, lemon, pink pepper. Patchouli Gourmand is kind of what I did with Juice Box's 54, but I think it's not as gourmand as some people wanted it, and it's much more patchouli than some people might have wanted it. But I love patchouli and I love gourmand notes, so it was a perfect combo. This kind of sort of reminds me of it, but maybe not. It doesn't have the tobacco, doesn't have the boozy notes, but it kind of sort of reminds me of it because it's got cocoa. We had chocolate in ours, patchouli and vanilla, of course, the sandalwood. Who knows? Maybe. Maybe not. Anyway, Fragrance du Bois, Patchouli Gourmand. Are you interested in checking that one out? And then up next, we've got a new one from that very expensive collection of fragrances from Loewe, Wild Coffee. By the way, before I speak about Wild Coffee, I actually sampled their vanilla, and the two others. Really fell in love with the vanilla. I felt it was really expensive. For 100 ml, over $300, I felt it was really expensive. But I'll keep talking about it, and if I can find a deal, I'll get it, because I really love that vanilla. Anyway, coffee, oud, tonka, vanilla, akigala wood, amber, patchouli, benzoin, caramel, passion fruit, cinnamon, cardamom, saffron, mango, guava, bitter orange, bergamot. And the magic word akigala wood is featured here, so this must be a Givaudan creation. I thought that Loewe had an in-house perfumer, but maybe she's got access to Givaudan raw materials. I don't know. But this one sounds great to me. We'll check it out. Next up, it's L'Odyssée pour Homme Eau Essentielle. It's ginger, nutmeg, lavender, and gaiac wood. Not much to report on this other than the notes. I haven't really kept up with a lot of these, but I'm curious to see what this one's all about. And then we've got another one from Fugazi. It's in Insimbi Oud, and it's featuring notes of cedar, chocolate, cocoa butter, truffles, cardamom, bergamot, oud, akigala wood, geranium, osmanthus, olibanum, myrrh, cistus, and labdanum. Sorry, these were not back to back with the other, because sometimes I write notes and it takes me, several weeks to compile them. And yeah, too many offerings from this house. What do you guys think, right? It's just, I can't keep up. Anyway, who's a fan of Fugazi, and what are your favorite fragrances from the house? Next, we've got a new fragrance from Imaginary Authors. It's called the Hall of Hallucination, and that features notes of myrrh, manuka honey, cedrine, fir balsam, suede, gold, musk, and opium smoke. Is it opium and smoke or opium smoke? I don't know. Who's a fan of Imaginary Authors? Let us know. Add a comment below. And last but not least, a follow-up to one of the most disappointing fragrance launches of last year, Prada's Paradigme. And they've got a Le Parfum version right away. Went from the Eau de Parfum to the Parfum in a year or less than a year, I think. It's Peru balsam, benzoin, gaiac wood, amber ever, vanilla, geranium, bergamot. I think the perfumers are for Manish Perfumers. I think one of them is Marie Salamagna, but I can't remember if all three of the perfumers that were on this did this as well. I mean, on the previous one. Who's a fan of the original Paradigme, and are you looking forward to this Le Parfum version? Most likely it will be better. I think maybe they might have taken the feedback and updated it and made it a little better, but I think the initial offering was a bit disappointing for people. I don't know. If you're a fan, let us know. Why do you like it? If you hate it, why do you hate it? And are you looking forward to Prada Paradigme Le Parfum? Let us know. Add a comment below. And that's it for you guys today. Those are all the fragrances. That's 25 fragrances. Don't forget, there is a bonus option. I spoke about it last week. I have more details on it, and I just left it for the bonus section. But let me know what's exciting to you, what sounds great to you, what are you going to check out first. What has been very disappointing for you? Do add a comment below. By the way, also, I'm still wearing my hat. I did get a haircut, but I did a video recently on the Shorts channel. I forgot to mention it. I set it out to mention it, and I almost forgot, but it's called White Evening. And I had just gotten my haircut, and I shot a video of this on the Shorts channel. It's a great fragrance, by the way. This is a Givaudan creation, and I bought it while I was in Europe. It's from Massimo Dutti. And if you can get your hands on it, get it. But go check out my short on this, and you'll find out more about it. But the reason I'm wearing the hat is since I've been working on Scentfest SF, I just don't have the time to style it. And so I kind of don't like bushy hair. So that's one of the reasons why I used to wear the hat all the time, because it takes a long time to style hair and things, like put the pomade on, brush it, and make sure it turns out all great. And, like lately my hair hasn't been behaving. And since I got back from Europe, it was a disaster. And so the hat is easy. I'll take it back off. Once the show is come and done and over with, I'll get back to normal way of doing things here. But I appreciate you tuning in today, guys. If you have any questions or comments, list below. Don't forget to sign up for Scentfest. I would love to see you guys. It's going to be a one-of-a-kind show. It's going to be a blast here. There's going to be so much stuff going on, and you're not going to want to miss out on the Scentfest experience. And we're going to do this show every year. I'm not sure about the date, but we'll definitely be doing this mid-year. But the exact date, we'll see. But it's going to be an exciting show. Please come and experience it. Get your tickets now. plan your travel, and we'll meet and you guys can discover, you know, over 100 brands and perhaps over 500 fragrances at the show. So you're gonna need all 3 days. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please like this video, please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, maybe TikTok as well. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Click that bell icon. And don't forget to subscribe the Shorts channel as well. I am starting to slowly post videos there. It's a bit of a slow start as I've been asking people to subscribe because of the show, but the show will come and go very soon. So I'll get back to normal content. Anyway, see you guys later. Bye-bye. All right, we have Maison Crivelli's Tobacco Carnival. I reported on it last week. I didn't really have any details on it, but once again, it's a Maison Crivelli fragrance and it's Tobacco Carnival. And Maison Crivelli loves to work with Jeroboam perfumers, mostly, not all, but this is a Quentin Biche creation. But I think since it comes in that brownish bottle, I think originally when ingredients launched, it was in that brownish bottle, and it was an exclusive to a store in Czech Republic, and then it was launched worldwide. Now we've got, I think this is a Middle East exclusive called Tobacco Carnival. It's in that color, and most likely this will get a worldwide launch in a couple of years later, maybe 3, 4. But this is tobacco, and I love tobacco. So it's tobacco, spicy notes, gourmand accord, smoky notes. If you've gotten your nose on it, let us know. Are you guys getting burned out on Quentin Biche fragrances? Let me know that as well. Anyway, see you guys later. Bye-bye.